fight procrastination. Hello there and assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my book reviews. The book of today is going to be Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, and this book is actually a book I recommend to everybody. Like, go and read it. It's compulsory. You can't miss it. 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more done in less time. That's what Eat That Frog is about. So to explain the title, Eat That Frog. The frog is a task you want to accomplish, no matter how small or how big frog is task. And eating, like you're achieving the task, you're doing it, you get. Procrastination is something that a lot of people are struggling with, I inclusive. In fact, I feel like every human being procrastinates in one way or the other. You can't completely eliminate procrastination, but it's something you can work on, it's something you can reduce. And since I started reading this book, I've tried to follow the steps he mentioned, and I have to say that it is working. It's tested and trusted. In chapter 1, Set the Table, he's talking about how you organize your table before you start eating your frogs. I mean, if I want to serve lunch, I'll have to probably set my dining table first before eating it. So set the table. You have to organize your to-do list before you achieve it. Always make your to-do list a day before. Think on paper. Those are the main things I picked from that chapter. Now let me explain. For Monday now, before I go to work and all, I have to set a to-do list on Sunday evening about how I want my Monday to go. And I'll set the to-do list organized, time-based, according to the way I want it. And then I'm thinking on paper, I'm writing down. Thinking on paper helps you achieve 5 times better. 5 times better. You can imagine the things you'd achieve if you are thinking on paper. Break your to-do into step by step. Your ability to think, plan, and decide is your most powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. There is a 6P formula. It goes: proper prior planning prevents poor performance. So always work from a list. I'm thinking on paper because if I just have a list in my head, I might get confused. I might forget, okay, what is the next thing to do? And then I would start achieving some other small tasks before getting the big tasks done. Brian Tracy says you should always eat the ugliest, biggest frog first. In eating ugliest frog, it means you should achieve the biggest task first. Chapter 5 is about the ABCDE method. This method worked for me. I tried it when I was reading the book. I tried it. The ABCD method, powerful priority setting technique that you can use every single day. Now, ABCD method is a way to organize your to-do list. You have a list of things you want to do, you write them down, then you arrange them into ABCD. A is the biggest, ugliest frog, which is the task that is most important and has serious consequences if you did not achieve it. So there could be plenty things that are all important to you that day. So you could do A1, A2, A3. Then from your list, under your B, you would put important things. They are also extremely important, but they have mild consequences. Your A list is like things that have serious consequences, but your B has mild consequences. Never do a B task when an A is incomplete. So never eat a small frog when you have a bigger frog waiting for you. Then your C is something that, well, is nice to do it. You can go without doing it, but it's nice for you to do it, and it doesn't actually have consequences. You can exist without doing it, but it's nice to do it. So that's your task C. Then your D is something that you can delegate to somebody else to do it. Let me say your day is choked up and you're not able to do it. You can pass task D to somebody. Start your day with high value tasks. Whatever you do continuously becomes a habit. So when you start your day with those ugliest frogs and you continue doing it, something you do continuously becomes a habit. You unconsciously start achieving a lot of things when you are used to achieving. The hardest part is getting started, but when you begin, you keep moving. Trust me, the hardest part is actually getting started, getting up from your bed and doing so many things. That's the hardest part. But when you do stand up and you actually put your mind to do something, everything just keeps flowing. Like, even if you are tired, you want to finish that stuff since you've started. Dennis Wakely once said, failures do what is tension relieving, while winners do what is goal achieving. Like something you are going to suffer, you're going to suffer before you get to achieve it. Still do it because it's worth it. It's a winners do what is goal achieving. To achieve your goal, you actually have to suffer. It's not just a smooth road all through, but you just have to suffer the suffer if you want to achieve the goal. Assalamu alaikum, you guys. So we are back with the review of Eat That Frog. I am done with it and I have to share the ending with you guys. Chapter 7, Obey the Law of First Efficiency. The law of first efficiency states that there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important things. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important things. So when you've done your A, B, C, D, E to-do list, you might not be able to achieve all on the to-do list, but when you've done your A and B on the to-do list, those are like the most important things you should do that day. And when you've been able to do them, you're good to go. You know that you can postpone the others. The best way to eat your large frog is by eating one piece at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Prepare thoroughly before you begin an activity. Clean your environment. Clean your working environment. If you're at work, maybe your table or whatever, wherever it is. If you're working from your room, clean your environment. The cleaner and neater your environment, the more positive, productive, and confident you will feel. Ask yourself, what is it in me that is holding me back? What is in me that is stopping me from achieving my goals? It will take time to be able to answer this question. Always be ready to learn. Learn to eat new types of frogs, because the higher you go, the tougher it becomes. I suggest Eat That Frog to be a book that you would come back to and read. It's not just a book that you read once and be like, okay, and that's all. No, Eat That Frog, you'd come back to read it again and again and again with time and jot the most important things that works for you, because some examples might not be related to you. Jot the most important things and read them again and again and again. It should be a continuous process. With all the steps to fighting procrastination and to get more done in less time, I want to share something I learned from Jim Kwik a long time back about fighting procrastination. Jim Kwik says you should procrastinate procrastination. As in, this has been like the best method I have used so far, and it's so nice. What does it mean by procrastination? Procrastinating procrastination. How do I put it? You should be lazy to be lazy. Do you understand? I just interpreted it in my own way. Be lazy to be lazy. Let me say in a day I have a lot of things to do, and I now decide, okay, I just want to lie down and watch this movie. It's just one episode and it's just 30 minutes. Maya, please just watch this movie. Tell that voice in your head that, no, I'm not going to watch this movie. I am too lazy to watch this movie. So I would stand up and do something else, which is on my to-do list, which I am supposed to do, which is important, and the movie is not important. So I am too lazy to watch the movie. So I am procrastinating the movie. You get. We have come to the end of this video. I am going to conclude it with this saying from Goethe, something like that, but I got it from the book. I don't know how to pronounce the person's name. Remember the wonderful words of Goethe? Just begin and the mind grows heated. Continue and the task will be completed. Just begin and the mind grows heated. Continue and the task will be completed. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and I suggest you get a copy of this book. It is compulsory. Remember to share, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you've learned. Use the methods to fight procrastination because you need to move forward. You can do 10 times better than you are doing now. And always remember to read a book. Assalamu alaikum.